Welcome to Barb's Craft Room. Today I was playing and I thought I would just show you what you can do with some scrap paper. Okay, so I know all of us have these scraps of paper that we don't really want to use, but we want to use. So some of them are just, okay, all of these are bright. All of my scraps are bright. But I wanted to use them and make them look vintagey. How do you make something like this look vintagey? Well, it's pretty simple. Okay, I'm going to take this one, for example, and I'm going to turn it into something that looks like this. It was bright, but it's not anymore. And I want to show you how I did it. I've been playing with some papers. Here's another one I did. And here's the third one I did. These were regular papers, and I just wanted to make them look vintagey. So let me show you. This one is, you can use either side. I think you can see either side, right? Polka dotty. All right, so let's begin. There are several things that you can do. Just use what you got to start with. If you have white acrylic paint, you can use white acrylic paint. If you have any kind of alcohol ink, you can use your alcohol ink. If you have Stampin' Up! Inks, just use whatever you got. So this is what I did on this one. I just used some ink that I had laying around in a bottle. This is tinsel, I don't know what it's called, Jane Davenport in Incredible ink. Incredible ink. It was on a clearance sale, so I bought it. And I just put it on and painted it. And I thought it was okay, but I think I overdid some of this white. And you can always change some of the white just by, putting ink on it like that. Anyway, what I'm just going to show you is how I played, but please try to play with whatever you have. Just use some scrap paper. I thought, I don't know, let's just play with scrap paper. So the first thing I wanted to show you is I have some white gesso. But like I said, if you don't have gesso, use craft paint. Gesso takes a while to dry, but we're still gonna do it. So what I'll do is I'll do one with white gesso, and then I will do one while the gesso dries. I'll try it with just the ink. This is a sponge brush because that's what I have laying next to me, and I'm just using what I have. I like using gesso on book covers. Gesso is a what do you want to call this? It's a primer for acrylic paint. It doesn't turn yellow. It's got a chunk in this is falling apart. See my sponge falling apart? Okay. You can use your fingers too. I gotta throw that away now. That's not a good brush. I probably could use it for something else. Anyway, it's acid free, flexible, non-cracking, it dries fast, But if you want to use multiple layers, you sand in between. Okay, so we're going to cover that. It cleans up with soap and water. But while this is drying, I'm going to take another piece of paper I have over here that's also bright. Well, this one would work, but I'm going to try, let's see what I got here. I'm going to try something else. What do I got? I don't really want it thin paper, but I'm going to use this thin one-sided paper anyway to see how it works. Because why? I'm playing. So I'm going to start by spraying it. Oh, look, it's all messy. Oh, wow, look at that. It's no longer green. I can still see some of the green in between it. But when you wipe it, it dries very quickly. So if I spray it again, it's got a golden hue. This is Gathered Twig Distress Oxide paint. And I'm not an expert, so I don't really know the difference between this ink, that ink. This has shake well, side to side. It doesn't even say what it is. So it's a distress ink. It doesn't have any ingredients. I don't know. Could be alcohol. I don't know. Whatever it is, that's what it is. So now I have this two-colored, really pretty now. I can see the background behind it. Can you see the background behind it? It's pretty, huh? Okay, so then I'm going to take some of this, I don't know, this Incredible, and I'm just going to put it on my acrylic block. I'm going to spray it with some water. Then I'm going to take this weird brush because that's what I want to do. And I'm just going to tap it along the edges. Oh, gives a really cool, it'll probably not stay like that. It would be cool if it did, but I don't think it will. I think it'll just blend in. Might not even show up. But that's what I'm doing. I'm playing. And I turned over the acrylic block onto there. And I'm going to let it dry. And while this is drying, I'm going to bring back this white. No, the gesso's not dry yet. So let's go back to this. On this one, I have some stamps. So I'm just going to stamp something on it. Not using I'm just not using the whole block. I'm just going to put a portion of it on my paper like that. I have this other stamp. It's called Very Versailles from Stampin' Up. Probably no longer available. But oh, look at how pretty it turned out. How about just use whatever you have? I have some words, more other kind of words. There we go. And I have this stamp. It's also in the Very Versailles. Just going to put it here or there just to create my paper. It's starting to look more and more vintagey, which is what I want. So it's still really wet and flimsy, but when it's dry, I will ink the edges, and that's how that page turned out. Handmade paper. And let's see, is this dry yet? Almost. So on this one, what I did is I just stamped on it. First I sprayed this alcohol ink on it. So I did take it to my blow dryer and I did blow dry it so that it would I could work easier with it. But it still has to dry. So let's just take a different piece. Let's take another piece of, I have some, I don't know, this is for the blind. It's a blind person's reading paper. It's kind of thick. Someone gave me a whole bunch of this. You just cut it and use it in your book, and then you have some extra. And I'm going to play with the extra because I can. I don't know which side is which, but it doesn't really matter. Spray that. And I'm going to use my stamps again. I have all kinds of stamps. You use what you got. May or may not work because of the bumps that are on it. You know, the blind have bumps on their paper. So it may or may not work, which is fine with me. It's just going on my... that one did not work right. It's okay. I have this. I really like this. I think this is pretty. Creates a little edge. You can use the whole thing or just part of it. That's interesting. What else do we have here? Back to this. I'm using the same stamps over and over. It doesn't really make a difference. What makes a difference is what you have and where you place it. I have a number 47. Number 47. Oh, that's upside down. That's okay too. I'm going to do this one 3 times so that they're in 3 different directions. And, oh, let's try this leaf again. Put it right through here. And there you have paper. I can use this as a pocket. I could cut it, I could tear it. It's just paper. Let's go back to this. What we got here? And you don't have to stick with neutral colors. You can use whatever colors you have. This gesso is still a little bit wet, but it's still going to be fun to play with. sleeves. And I have this, I don't know what this is, a banker's note. Looks like you would, what do you call those, old-fashioned log books. And mine is upside down. It's an old-fashioned log book. Three times a charm. We're going to take this one again. And maybe a stamp. Or how about a girl? I have a girl. Let's see, I have a girl. This one, she looks like, there's a face. Like the face. The face is going to stare at you. She's going to stare at you in here. Sometimes I really like what I do. All right. Okay, there we go. What do you think of my paper? I think this paper could be easily torn and, make pockets or layers. It's just way different than that polka dot. I don't know, you like it? So, get to playing, create your own paper, post pictures of it. I'd love to see it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.